Thank you guys for watching the Animal One Guys YouTube channel. If you like my content, leave a comment down below. Ask me questions, let me know what you liked about it. And hey, click on the little like button. But please, if you want, go ahead and subscribe, because it helps my channel out. That way you can stay up to date with all my videos. And if you want, click on the bell icon to get notified. Right? Right? Huh? 1 out of 2. Not bad. Hey everybody, we're going to be doing another femoral pore video. These are popular, these are also important, and these are often a lot of bad information's giving about them. So I thought this is a good opportunity because Mr. Freeze has got a couple clogged pores and they're getting impacted, and we need to help him with that. This is not to be confused with pores that are just getting full, and I think this is where a lot of the confusion comes. So I'm going to show off some pores, and I'm going to show off what has come out and seeing. But so I went ahead and I squeezed out a little bit of a couple pores, and I want to talk about these because this is important. The normal waxy substance inside the femoral pore is what a bearded dragon, both male and female, use to spread their scent. Okay, it's on their inner thighs, and that's how they spread their scent. Both male and females have these. Females are much smaller, males are much larger, and a lot of times when a male smells a female or a male is put in a new environment, you can see his pores, they'll be huge. And sometimes you will see the waxy oil in them. And that's fine, that's normal. Now, what can happen sometimes is the orange part you see here, see how dark that is? That's oxidized and has become very hard when it should be more of this white, clear substance that's more oily and is soft. And the bearded dragon will rub his inner thighs or her inner thighs all over, and it will pull out this oil. Sometimes they become lazy, sometimes humidity is a little low, sometimes they're shedding at the same time, and stuff can get backed up in there. That is what causes impaction. So it gets backed up, the top part oxidizes, it becomes very hard, and it gets stuck. Right? It's like a blackhead. It just gets stuck and it can't get out because the tip of it is preventing it. So we need to help with that. That is when you need to intervene and help. Now, if you've never done it before, the fear is also this, and this is why people say bring it to the vet. 2 things can happen when you're cleaning pores. You can hurt the dragon because you're pinching too hard, and you're pinching their skin. And you could make the pore worse because you could make the impaction worse, which could lead to an infection. If you do, 2 things are possible. You could squeeze wrong, just like a pimple, and you could actually force everything deeper into the pore rather than out. Think of it if you were to squeeze a toothpaste container from the middle. Some will come out and some will go deeper into the container. So we really need to make sure you're squeezing from the back of the impaction. And the other way to get infected is after you clean the pore. Sometimes, just like with your face, when you clean everything that's inside, you can have a really good-sized, open, empty pore. And that's because you cleaned everything out. That in itself is not bad, but if you have an empty pore that's just big like that, bacteria, dirt, stuff can get in there. So if you do a full pore clean, you need to get some iodine on a Q-tip. You got to put it on the pore, get it in the pore, just to keep that pore cleaned. So that's the information on the pores, why this needs to be done in certain cases. Now, how do you start this? I will be getting the subject. He is in a bath, a very warm soak, not hot, but a very warm soak that stays warm for about 30 minutes. If you have to take him out or her, redo the water because it cooled off and put it back in, that's fine. Do that. Then we take the dragon. We dry the dragon off. Here's Mr. Freeze. He's a little black bearded. He's a little mad because he doesn't like baths at all. Now I'm going to show you his pores. And to do that, I'm going to adjust the camera up a little bit. That way I don't have to have him at an upside down angle. He'll be vertical up and down like this. They can still breathe. That's okay. They may get annoyed at the position, but they can still breathe. So here are his pores. And if you look, we have some problems going on here. And I'm going to point out really where the problems are. You can't see some of the pores because they're good. Here's 2 pores that are close together. But what you want to see is the impaction. So just seeing the waxy, come on, Mr. Freeze, I know. Just seeing the waxy substance itself, that's not bad. That could possibly be worked out. But do you see how big it is there and how big it is underneath? Look at the skin. You see how the skin, like if I move it here, it moves as one piece near the top of my fingernail. That's all wax that's impacted in there. Same thing right here. This is all wax. So it's not, we're not worried about these heads that are just here. We're worried about what's underneath that you can see moving. That's the impaction that we talk about. And people will say, oh, just soak them and brush them with a toothbrush. Guys, that doesn't do anything, okay? That's just old information. So, knowing that, the way we want to do this is we want to make sure that any pore we work on, we start at the bottom. That is probably going to be the biggest first thing you can do. To know if you're pinching too hard, you're going to be looking at your bearded dragon's face if you've never done this before, because they will have an expression of pain. So if I look here, you see where the holes are for the pores? Look where I'm squeezing. This is the impacted wax I'm grabbing. It's all the way up here and down here. And that's the impaction we talk about. With this one, you can see those lumps that are appearing. That's where the impaction source is. So we want to make sure we're not squeezing at the opening. We're squeezing at the back of the wax impaction, and we're squeezing it out the front. The pore, and we're just very low pressure. And if you look, that dark orange wax has come out. Now, the wax is coming out clear at that point, the oils. We can stop with that one. There's still oily wax in there, but we have not drained his pore all the way. So his pore is there, it's normal, there's no need for iodine, you can just barely see it. If you did drain it, like I said, you get to you put the iodine on, it's okay. And so it's the same thing we're going to do here for the one on the outside. Now that caused him no pain, we're not squeezing hard. And we're not even constantly squeezing, we just kind of get it, and it squeezes out. Just like that, and oh, it's starting to turn clear. So we know we've removed the hard part that was stuck, and we'll take it out. Simple, and again, we have not drained the pore. It's very important that you put them in a bath because these things will be hard if you don't soak them. Here comes 2 more. And once again, we go until they become clear. Those were right next to each other, so we had to do both. We go until they start to become white and clear like that, and we move them to the side. Those are done. So these are what normal pores should look like, normal holes like that. We look at this one here. Okay, come on. Now, the inner ones are typically the hardest because there's a lot going on back here. Hey. And like I said, it's important that you soak because you need to soften these up. These you'll get inventive. See, that one comes out till it's clear. We'll pull it out. Still a lot of oily wax in there. That's what's very important. We got to go kind of on the top to get this one. And it came out. We're not causing the dragon any pain. His beard's not black because we're not squeezing super hard. And we're squeezing from the impaction site. That one, look at that. Very good. Boom. One next to it. It's good. We're going to get over to this one here. I'm going to switch hands. He's not going to like that because I don't want to block the camera. Cut that out. Cut that out. There we go. I'm not restraining him. I kind of just let him squirm a little bit and just keep resetting him. And when he realizes he can't go anywhere, he kind of just gives up. This one here, you can barely see the pore. It's already all good. This one here, nothing to do there either. Over here, these two, we've got oil in this channel. You can see it. See how big it is? We go to the back where the impaction site is. We give it a nice little squeeze. This one is really impacted. Dark orange. And there we go. Look how much had to come out before it got clear. He never would have been able to push those out on his own. Whoa, 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 whoa. He hit the camera with his tail. We only have one impaction site left. It's a little hard to get to. So I'm going to just do it off camera real quick. Okay, I went ahead and did the last pour off camera. It was just in a hard to reach area and, you know, working around the camera. But you saw all the other pours. This is what a healthy dragon's pores look like. And I'm just going to go ahead now and put a little bit of iodine on a Q-tip, even though we didn't empty out any pores totally. And I just want to make sure they don't get infected. And just a little dop, boop, 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 on each one. Nothing crazy. Let's look at what was taken out of him, which is probably even more gross. You take a look at these. This is a lot of oily wax. And if you look on some of them, the hard part was all the way up there. That would be near impossible for him to move out on his own, even if you had proper humidity, if you were doing soaks with warm water, if you were brushing him with a toothbrush. That's not going to clear that pore. So we do it. If you do it correctly, you can do it at home. If you've never done it before, there is the possibility of making it worse. So you can bring it to a vet that's worked with bearded dragons and they have experience with it. Okay, hopefully this has helped you guys. Take care, everyone. Thank you guys for supporting my reptile rescue family.